Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and me, Crafty Scrapper, here on YouTube and Instagram. Today, look what we are making, guys. We are making all kinds of tickets from our scraps. And this is another episode of M's Scrap Busters. And I've already gotten inky. Look at there, how horribly inky I am. But I'm way past being embarrassed about that because of what we have made today. These are the easiest things to make and the cutest, in my opinion. All kinds of tickets, all kinds of sizes of tickets, all kinds of ways to cut your tickets down, all kinds of ways to make tickets. And we're making individual tickets, and then we're making ticket strips that you can use in the pockets of your journals, or you can use as belly bands, borders on your pages, tucks, however you want to use these cute little ticket strips. I mean, that's just some of the cutest stuff. And I'm going to show you how I made every bit of it. Now, I have collaged on a lot of mine, but you can just use cardstock from your scrap pile. This is just craft cardstock. Look how adorable this ticket is. Craft cardstock, and I've done my little cuts on the edge and then inked the edges with walnut stain and stamped on top, and I will show you how I did that. This one is also just from cardstock, and I put some cheesecloth on it and some die cuts and stamped on the edge. And then this is just pattern paper. This is not collaged at all. It's just pattern paper that I cut into ticket shapes. So I will show you how I did everything. First off, I want to show you how my two master boards came together, collage master boards came together, and how that all started as far as my idea for making these collaged tickets. And then, of course, I show you how I make them without you having to do any collaging whatsoever, because some people don't like getting messy collaging, and that's perfectly fine. You can make these tickets without any collage, but just in case you want to know, here's how I did my collaging. So I start with a piece of dyed notebook paper. That's all I'm starting with. And I want this to be on the back of my tickets because I like how it looks. So I'm going to collage on this side. And for this first one, I've just got strips of scraps that I'm just going to start laying down on here. I'm going to start with some Collage and just put that down all over the paper. And I'm putting down my scraps, strips of scrap, down over where I've put the collage. Okay, so just lining it up, making sure that all the back is covered before I go to the next piece. That way we know that it is down really good and it's not going to come up, and then that way I don't need to add a bunch of different glue to the top later. Okay, so all that's covered, and that's all I'm going to do is just keep going layer by layer, and just making sure there's enough collage back behind it to cover it, and go to the next layer and put down, and just build and build and build until I have this entire piece of paper covered. And that will be our first master board that we make to cut into tickets. And there is my strips done. All I did was just put down collage and put down my strips of scraps. That's all I did on this one, and I love how it looks. I'm going to splatter it while it's still damp and then let it dry. Then I'll show you how I started and my next one and how it ended up. So let's do, I want to do some blue splatters. So we've got the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide Spray in Prize Ribbon. It's one of his newer colors. And let's do some green. Yep, Rustic Wilderness. Okay, so shake, shake, shake. Alright, and I take out the barrel and just splatter all over because I like that grungy look, the vintage aged look that it gives. Okay, there was Rustic Wilderness. Here is Prize Ribbon. Okay, and then when we get the tickets cut out from these, whether we die cut them by hand, cut them with a trimmer, whatever, when we get them cut, I'm going to do just a little bit more blue right there. Cut, then we will ink the edges with either Vintage Photo or Walnut Stain to give it an even more aged look. So that is the masterboard with the strips, the collaged sheet of notebook paper with the strips of scraps. And I'm going to clean up this little mess and come back to you with the start of the next one that I do to get my tickets cut out from. Next notebook page. I like how that looks, so I want that to show on the back side of my tickets. So I'm going to flip it over and start collaging on this side. And this will be more of a traditional collage where you just kind of rip the pieces and put them on. Kind of willy-nilly and not worrying about what sizes or anything else you've got. So that's what I want to do. I love that piece. So we're going to start with that piece, and I'm just going to start collaging this page, and I'll bring you back to show you what the finished cover looks like, and do some splattering on that. And then y'all get to see how I cut out all the tickets and do that. So, and here is my second collage, and it's just kind of traditional. I tried to stay away from the strips of scraps like I did on the other one, so this is just kind of torn up and added on. It is still very, very wet, but I want to add on some tarnished brass distress spray ink and some oxide Vintage Photo spray. So I'm just going to sprinkle on. And I love tarnished brass. This is my favorite of all of the distress sprays. Love this color. It gives a nice aged gold look to things. So yeah, this one's my favorite, and we keep it in stock in the shop. So there is some tarnished brass. And then some oxide Vintage Photo. I'm just going to kind of mingle it in. And you can also ink your scraps beforehand. I've seen quite a few YouTubers, especially lately, putting all of their scraps in a bowl and tossing them like a salad. And putting ink in the bowl and just tossing it around and inking up scraps that way. And I really like that too. So that is our second little masterboard made with some scraps, and I really love using up scraps this way. I have used quite a bit, and I am loving this masterboard. The other one is not traditional, and I didn't use traditional splatter colors, and I love it. I really love this one though. We shall see which one I really love the most. from the tickets that we make. So see, there is how I made my 2 master boards, and then I will eventually cut those up and show you step by step how I make all of this. On this one, I wanted to show you this. I had cut this, trimmed it out, and then added on a little circle punch that we had in our containers off to the right of us. I stamped a 7 there, and I got these numbers stamped in the edges with this Field Note stamp set from Tim Holtz. Sorry, glare. And then I just used a scrap piece of paper to keep it from stamping anymore on the ticket. So see, so $7.85. There's $7.85 off on the scrap piece, and I can use that later if I want to. So a little stamped piece, a little die cut from one of Tim Holtz die cut packs there on the edge, and that makes that little ticket ready to put in our journal as decoration on a page, or just put it in a little shallow pocket, and it's got plenty of room for you to do a little bit of journaling on the back. This one I just stamped some on the top, those numbers there. I did that same stamp on the bottom of that one. Stamped 3043 on the top of that one, and then did this one on the edge, kind of like there, like a ticket stub. Maybe you could have got it at the movies or something. Little die cut on that one. I've already showed you those two. Oh, some stamping on this one. So all kinds of ways to decorate your tickets, or leave them as bases and you can decorate them later. But here is how these all came together. I will show you. I'm doing kind of like a retroactive video. Y'all liked that the last time I did it. And here is how you can create these same types of tickets, and definitely mass make, because look at all of them. I got over 30 tickets and 4 ticket strips. So this is some really easy scrap busting, and it comes together really quickly. Here it goes. So here are my 2 master boards, pretty much dry. They still might have a few little damp spots somewhere, but pretty much dry. And I have put up my scrap bowl, and you're going to need, if you have this Tim Holtz film strip frame die, I'm going to use that, but you don't have to have this. So I do have that out. And then I have my big trimmer out. I have, let me go over what else I have out here. Oh, yes. I have this little, it is a tiny circle punch. Let me punch out one just so you can see how tiny it is. Little bitty, and it, of course it goes into the little chamber, Melina. You have to let it out. So there's our little circle punch. I don't even know. I think this might be 1/4. I got glue all over my finger. I'm trying to get it off. I think it might be a 1/4 inch circle punch. And I have this, if I'm not mistaken, linked in my Amazon storefront. So there's my little tiny circle punch that I'm going to be manually getting these little notches out when I cut my own tickets. And then I also have the Deco Stub Green Handle Crocodile Punch, that when you put this up against on the stub side, you get that angle of a punch out. So I can use this for my corners. I can use this for my corners. I can manually cut them if I want to. Whatever works for you. I'm going to move my messy mat. And I am first going to show you how I would cut these manually. So we're looking at just for a standard size ticket. You can make your tickets as wide and as long as you would like, but just for kind of a standard size ticket, you're looking at 1¼ inches wide, pretty much. Now, if you needed some bigger ones for accents on journal pages or the cover of your journal page, or journal cover, the cover of your journal cover. How about, let's say, for your journal cover, if you needed bigger ones, I mean, cut them at 1 3/4 or 2 inches wide. I think I'm going to go with 1½ on this first manual cut here. Okay, so I'm just putting it at 1½ and trimming through, and your regular rotary cutter should work pretty well on these, since you use just regular either copy paper or notebook paper, and then put cardstock on the front. So see, you got a little bit, I've got a little bit of pull up here that I'll just put a dab of glue on to make that lie down. So you'll have that throughout your project, especially if your glue didn't hold it well. Now, also I want to say that if you do not have Collage Page, feel free to use regular liquid glue. You don't have to have Collage Page. That's just something that I like to use because it's very forgiving. You can put the Collage Page down and still move your pieces around as much as you would like for a few minutes. It's very forgiving that way. So I love that about Collage Page. So then we're looking at about 2 inches long for the standard size. Oh, I am so sorry. Look at that. It was not the film strip frame. It's the... I have them both together. Look at there. How goofy am I? Not the film strip. I know that didn't sound right. The ticket strip Tim Holtz Alterations die cut. That is what I'm using later. I had these two together and they're so thin. I'm crazy. Ticket strip, not film strip, ticket strip. Anyway, if you're wanting to make them standard size like that, I'm going to cut these at 1½ by 2 1/4. So there's a 2 1/4. There's a 2 1/4. 2 1/4, and then let's see what we got here. This one's a longer one. If I do 2 1/4, I'm going to have teeny tiny little bitty something another. So let's do 2 3/4 and just trash that piece, because 3 inches I think would have been too big. See, and that's a good size. I like that. Okay. So if you're just cutting it manually, so look at these pretty little collaged pieces. You can do whatever kind of cut you would like. You can even use, if I can find them, I have those little scissors that someone gifted me, and I will find them, that's got the little wavy edge to them. Okay. So wavy edge scissors. This is the Fiskars Paper Edgers Stamp Paper Edgers. Okay, these were gifted to me, so I don't know where you could get them. I'm assuming Hobby Lobby, but I'm not going to say that for sure. Okay, so I'm going to do this on this first one. So I have the little edges there. And instead of doing the traditional each edge like that, I'm going to try this, where you put it in the middle. You put that hole punch in the middle bottom like that. Oh, I like that. I mean, you can do these any way you would like, but that's neat looking. I like that. Now let's ink around the edges of this so we can really get that distinct look, and you can really see all the character to it. Now that is cute. I like that. We can add things to the front of it also. We can stamp on it if we want to. But that's just one. Let's do this one and do the traditional corners on it. And you don't even have to make wavy edges if you don't want to. So let's use my not deco stub. Not deco stub, Melina. Okay. Stub each corner. Okay. So very traditional looking. I am going to just barely do the little, kind of like a perforated edge to it. Look at that, how cute. And it will show up even more when we ink. Oh, I love that. Love it. Now this one is just crying for something to be clustered on top of that one. I love that one. Too cute. So both styles I really, really love. So there is one way to make your tickets. And then another way is to use, now of course we will lose a bunch of paper around where these tickets cut, but just wanted to show you, you can make these tickets ever how you would like to make them. Manually is just as easy as getting out your die cutting machine and using this Tim Holtz die. Let's cut this strip of tickets. Look, we don't lose that much at all. So let's just go ahead and do that. Do a whole strip. So I'm going to need to trim this at about, yay. Okay, I'm going to cut that out on my trimmer, my Fiskars trimmer. Got a lot of Fiskars stuff going on today. Like that. And then get my Big Shot out. Alright, here's my Big Shot. And of course it's hard to get it all in the shot. So, and if you have an extender plate, this would work too, because look, we're hanging off the edge, but I'm just going to move it down some and get it taken care of. We're going to be cutting on tab 1, so we've folded back that top and trimming on tab 1. I'm going to turn it sideways and hopefully I can still crank it. Oh yeah. So we're on tab 1. And we are cranking, and then we got to move all of this stuff over. That's on our desk. Okay, and look at all the time I could have saved by just getting out my extender plate. I didn't want to though. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Okay, I'm going to line that back up. And then push the rest through and hope I don't mess anything up. Oh, we're good. We are good. Look at those cute little tickets. And they've already got your little holes punched. They've already got the little perforation. Look at them. Cute little things. But like I said, you do not have to have this Tim Holtz die cut or a die cutting machine to make tickets. But that was quick to get that many done like that. But of course you are limited to what size you make these tickets because it's just the one size on the die cut. Now let's do some inking around the edges. Now you can also do ticket strips, so you don't have to, like if you want to do a ticket strip as a page border, ooh, or a belly band, you can also do ticket strips like that, so you don't have to cut them apart. We'll do a ticket strip next. Let me get these inked and show them to you. I love these. They turned out really well and will be great accents to our journal pages. So very cute little tickets. Love them. Okay, there's a few there. And then let's get into our traditional masterboard we made. Remember, this one was the kind of modern, brighter, stripped masterboard we made. And then this is the more traditional one. Let's cut off a strip that is about 1.5 inches wide. So let's just do this side, do 1.5, and let's make a ticket strip out of this. We can do our little wavy line on each end. Oh, I like that. Pretty, pretty. You get all the little giblets off. And then, so we've got a piece that is around the, let me turn it around so I can actually see the inches. That would be great. It is 10.5 inches long. So if we wanted to measure out and make our little circle indentions at the, correct places, you don't have to have them all the same. But if we were to want to do that, let's do, let's see, if we do 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, and then we would have one that is 1, 2.5. Let's just do that. Let's go easy and do that. Okay, so I'm going to make a notch at 2 inches. I'm going to make another one at 4 inches, one at 6 inches, one at just a little longer than the 8-inch mark. Okay, so let's do a notch there and there. And then for your little perforation in between, I'll show you in a minute what I'm going to do there to give myself. Now the little belly band deal, I saw Miss Julie at Camellia Crafts Designs make a faux ticket belly band, and hers were adorable. Whoop, that one's not wanting to punch, so I'm just kind of eyeballing it to get it lined up on that side. Maybe I'm full and that's why it's not wanting to punch through, or maybe we've just got some really thick stuff and it's not wanting to go through that. It was not wanting to do it. It did it. It just, maybe it's just because it's still a little wet. That's probably what it is. I mean, it's not really wet, it's just damp. But it was not wanting to punch it, that's for sure. And there it is again, not wanting to punch it. You get the idea though, y'all, of what I'm trying to do here. There we go. Oh, oh, my hands. Okay, so we've got a little faux, ooh, that's some bright light, sorry. We got a little faux ticket strip, and you can make your own little, oh, I know, you could stitch this, you could totally stitch this on the sewing machine and do your little stitch marks down through there. That would be cute. Or, here's my little brown pen. Where your little notches are, you can make a faux perforated line with your little brown pen, just to keep it vintagey looking. So there's my little perforation line there to divide those out. And then once you ink it up all the way around, and I'm going to get pretty dirty through here, I'm going to fold where I've made my little drawn perforated marks. I'm going to fold them like that, and then kind of do a little inking on those perforation lines too. And then let's see how that looks. Yeah. Oh my, I love that. Ain't that cute? Oh gracious, I really like that. Sorry, my throat's wanting to clog up. I really like that. Now, I need to do my little, let's do it with this one. Do my little corners on these last ones too. Look at it. Season up on me. On these outside ones. And then ink those little notches. That was deep. Probably should have done it with that circle punch. Oh, I still like it though. That is pretty. And I mean, you could use this just like this, or you could fold it up and add it to a pocket in a journal, or you could use it as a belly band, a border, a tuck, glue down top, sides, and bottom, and use it as a tuck on a page. That is just too cute. I love that. I'm going to give you up close and personal detail still shots at the end, as always. But I just really love how these are turning out. And they're super duper easy, y'all. I mean, these things come together so quickly. Let me pull these down so you can see them. Come together so super duper quick. I just love them. I love using tickets in my journals too, so this is a win-win for me. I get to use up scraps in my journal, and I get to use tickets in my journal. Love, love. Okay, I'm really liking that style right there. So let's do, if my little circle punch will cooperate, let's do that again on this one, and then we'll do some decorating. Oh, too cute. Look at that. Now, you don't have to collage your tickets. I just like to collage, and I like making master boards, so that's why I did mine like this. You can just get scraps out of your scrap bowl. I will show you that in just a minute too. I'm going to do another one just like that because I love it. I love that style. This, look at that, great for spring and summer. It's got vegetables on it. It was some vegetable paper I had left over from a Cocoa Daisy kit. Uh-oh, this one's going to be mad at me and not want to punch out. Oh, there it went. Look at there. It was just silently doing it for me. Okay, there's that one. Let's ink it. Oh my gracious. These are turning out better than I thought they would. Oh, I love them, y'all. And they're so easy. Now look, I did strips on that masterboard, and that's why I've got some wonkiness. But once you adhere this down in your journal, no issues. Let me make one that has not been collaged. Okay, so if you have scrap cardstock or if you have scrap pattern paper, all you're going to do is use your Tim Holtz die cut, or you can, let's do this, just trim. Let's go 1.5 again. That I like that size. I like the 1.5. Of course, you can make them as big or as little as you would like. So let's go 1.5 on that, and let's go 1.5 on this one. Just a piece of craft cardstock, and then let's go now that one's tiny, but we can use that one too. Let's go 2.5 and another 2.5 maybe. Yep, that's a good size. I like that. And we can even work with that one. We can do a little tiny one, and then let's go, yep, I like that size. Let's go 2.5 on this one also. This cute little ruler scrap paper that I've had forever and a day. And yeah, let's just go with that. We can make that one too. Traditional ticket, just like that. You don't even have to put your little perforated cut on the end if you don't want to. You have a ticket just like that with your little corners cut out of it. I'll show you on this a little more plain of a piece so you can see all of the edges. Let's do one in each little style of this scrap paper that I just got out for you. Okay, so look at that. How classy is that? That is like one of the classiest looks ever. I love that. All kinds of stamping. Do a scrap cluster on top of that. Beautiful. Okay, and let's do our little scissors on either end of this one, and then our circle punch. Gracious, my circle punch is not wanting to do its job today. Look at there, how cute that is. That is just darling. I love that style. I love that style of ticket. Too cute. Look at there. Love it. Okay, so that's that, and then do the, let's see, do the one like a traditional stub corner and then the perforated edges too, like that. There. Okay, and then ink that, and you have just a little bitty tiny ticket. Traditional tickets are a little longer than they are tall, but that's still cute. I love that. And very, very vintagey looking, just on that craft paper. And then we have these pieces of scrap here that we can do perforated edge like so, and then do my favorite of all, I love that style. Love that style of ticket. And then just ink all of the edges so it stands out really well. Look at that. Cute. And I mean, if you don't want to decorate, you don't even have to decorate these. They are too cute. But of course now this one, these three I would definitely decorate, but the rest of them, you know, they're pretty. You don't have to do too much more to them. Let's just do a notch on the edge of each end of this one. Now I like that, and that is kind of more, I don't know, is this a modern look without the perforation on the edge? Not sure, but it is shorter little ticket, so that works. I love that. And then let's do traditional with perforated edge. Cute. And then stub corners. These come together so quickly, especially if you're just making ticket bases, and then, you know, you can decorate them for whatever journal you put them in later. Very traditional look there. I love this. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I am going to decorate a few of mine, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out the rest of my master boards and get even more tickets cut out for my scrap bowl, or my, I shouldn't say scrap bowl. I will be putting these in my finished scrap bucket that I will be adding to journals. Let's do a little bit of stamping. Look at this. Now, I just saw this and I thought, that would be magnificent. Let's get our stamp block and this little mushroom. I mean, this thing is just gorgeous. And add it to our stamp block. And then ink it up with some VersaFine Black Onyx ink. Y'all, look at that. How stinking cute. Add a little word label. You're done. It's good. You're all good to go. I'm having way too much fun making tickets, y'all. Let's do, what can we do? Let's do this little leaf on one of them. Let's get this tiny little leaf. This was the stamp set from the current E-Club kit, and we have had people saying, I love that stamp set. I wasn't able to get an E-Club kit this go around. I would really like the stamp set. So, crossing fingers, we are getting that stamp set in the shop. just for you. Okay, I'm going to do one off to the edge here, little leaf. Oh, gracious me. Alright, and then I'm going to stamp off a little bit. Put me another piece there. And then do a little off stamp there. Oh, I love that. Little leaves in the edges of it. Cute. You can do all kinds of things. We can add some lace. You can add cheesecloth to them, lace, fabric, die cuts. Let's go with this little bitty, the snippet field notes from Tim Holtz. On this one, I want to stamp this word happy on it. And I am good with this one. Don't even have to add any more to this one. Let's clean this stamp block off and that stamp. Get that put away. And I think I will just ink this in my walnut stain. And stamp that down. Cute. I just love that. That's darling. Love it. Okay, and then let's do, I went ahead and cut the rest of my master boards down into strips, and I will either be cutting them down into individual tickets or making more strips, and I will show you those at the end of the video. We can do some cheesecloth, and then like a little die cut right in the middle to decorate these cute things. I love it. That is way too big. That one is way too big. This is the snippets, but our tickets are tiny, so ooh, I kind of like it that. Yep, with a little ticket or something right beside it. Yep, I like that. So you can dress them up any way you would like. Let's trim off a little piece of that cheesecloth, and let's make it one layer. I think I've got two there. Yep, and it's sticking to my gluey hands. So let's put down a little bit of fabric glue to keep that cheesecloth down. I love the smell of that. Ugh, I shouldn't, but I do. I'm sniffing the glue. I should not do that. That is a no-no. Okay, let's put a little bit of glue on the back of this little die cut. I'm not even going to ink. We're just going with it. Just so I can show you a little bit of decorating that can happen on these fun little things before you add them to your journal. But like I said, you can just make the ticket bases and then decorate them later when you're putting them in your journal, like a specific journal. If you've got a journal that's mostly blues, then you're going to need a ticket that's got a lot of blue in it. And if you decorate all of these, I don't know, brown, you might not have it match any journal, but of course a lot of junk journals are brown, aren't they? So there is one just simply decorated. You can add all sorts of things to these little beauties. I love making tickets. One of my favorite, other than tags, one of my favorite things to make for my journals. So I'm going to keep cutting and keep making, and I hope that you will try this out. Probably, I'm a clean and simple girl, and probably that is my favorite so far. But I do love all of my collage look on the rest of these too. So anyway, make sure to use the hashtag M's Scrapbusters if you make these tickets, and that way I can find you and leave you some love. And I appreciate you so much. It honors me that you would make things that I show you here on YouTube, in YouTube land. Y'all make me so happy. You are my people. I love you. Y'all have a great day. I will have the still shots of all of them at the end. Well, I say all of them. I'm going to group them together. I'm not going to take individual shots of every one of them that I make. That would be a lot of still shots at the end. But I will take still shots so you can see up close and personal detail. Y'all have a great day. God bless. Bye, y'all.